Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again. Welcome back to Chat with the Tycoon. We're here to talk about some very, very, very interesting fights coming up this weekend. And of course, I'm not alone. I'm with my brother, Mr. Mark. How are you doing, Mark? How's it going today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Looks like it's going to be a very exciting weekend. Uh very exciting weekend with respect to fights.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We were just talking there just before we came on air. Um, I mean, you're torn obviously between boxing, right? And MMA this weekend. So which one are you
oh
favor?
no,
Which
I'm
one
not
are you
on.
going to favor? You're
I'm
not.
I'm not on between I'm not on between both. So um I've, I, I'm MMA first before boxing.
Mm,
Regardless of
mm,
how messed up the card might be. I mean, boxing this
yeah,
weekend obviously has the edge. It has always had the edge because it's the money business. But I'll
yeah.
still stick with MMA. I mean, obviously, I'm going to try to watch the Parker fights, but that's about it.
Mm.
Actually, that's the fights that interest me. That would
Bro,
interest most people.
bro, that card is. I mean, go on. I mean, read the articles on this fight card. It's one of the best cards ever in terms of every single fight on that
Yeah, I
card
mean,
has
so
a
I'm going
meaning.
to be, I'm
Every
going to be
single fight
sincere.
can headline. You know.
I'm going to be sincere. I'm not that huge in boxing. My boxing knowledge is subpar compared to MMA.
Mm,
But from what I can see here, because the first thing I look at when I look at fights, is the record of the fighters. And for most of these
yeah,
fights, I'm seeing people with either zero losses or one loss. So you would know that, yeah, this is a very highly anticipated, or these are all highly anticipated bouts.
yeah.
But yeah, I'll throw this to you because I think you are the pro
Mm,
here. Which
mm.
ones are you mainly
My
looking forward
brother,
to?
honestly, no fight on that card. As good as I've said that the card is in itself, but Beterbiev versus Bivol is an absolute masterclass. If you finish all action, high pace, high intensity, these guys are absolutely insane, man.
Mm.
These guys are dogs. So I
So
mean,
so that was where Bivol
obviously,
got his first L, right? In that first
yes,
fight.
yes, exactly. They both came into that one on this undefeated. But let's just let's talk about boxing as a whole now. Obviously, you know about the influence of Saudi on boxing
Yeah.
and even MMA now. So, what do you think? Let's just talk about that on a broad level. What do you think about the influence of the Saudis now on the fight
I think
business?
it's huge. I think um the major reason why I um I support their own influence is because
Mm,
they don't they always push for the big fight. When you look at previous promoters, it was always about trying to get these guys together to fight. You would see undisputed
yeah,
fighters docking each other, and they would always make
mm,
their excuse that they never sat down and
I
put pen on
agree.
paper. That was
Yeah,
always the
yeah,
excuse back then. But these
yeah.
guys are here. They're like, we have resources for you guys. Just come and fight. That's all we care about. Forget
Mm-hmm.
contract negotiation. Throw that out the window. We'll do everything. We'll sort it out. Just put on the show for us. That's all they care about. And I mean, that's
Yeah.
what fight is all about. Everybody wants to see the best fighters fight. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So how you
Mm-hmm.
get it done is not a problem. But if you can
It's
get it
not the
done,
problem.
I'm all with you. Yeah.
Just as a testament to what you're just saying there, so Daniel Dubois, by the way, breaking news, Daniel Dubois is out of the fight on Saturday. He's ill, and the doctors has recommended that he stays out of this one. However, in 3 days or two, just in a matter of hours, for 48 hours, they've been able to agree already on the spot. So Daniel Dubois was ruled out today, and they already have a replacement for that fight. So uh, uh, Joseph Parker will now be fighting our own African brother from the DRC, Martin Bakole, who is an
the
absolute monster, who is an
That's
absolute
like
savage. Like, you know,
is
he can't
the
get. can't get bigger than
Mm.
this. You know, can
He's
it get
just
bigger
like
than
the
this?
dark horse, is the dark horse. It's just like, in MMA, you have someone like Hamzat that everybody avoids. This guy is the dark
Mm,
horse of their division that nobody wants to fight because it's I don't he's not the kind of fighter that you go the decision with. He's the kind of fighter
mm,
that will take you out. That's the problem. Yeah.
mm. Right. Let's look at some of. So, have you looked at the card then? Because
Yeah.
obviously
I
we're
mean,
here to
I'm
talk
looking I'm
mainly
looking
the
at the card.
boxing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Hmm.
the card right now. Let's
Which fights interest you on that card?
Oh no. For me, it's definitely going to be Parker and Bakole. That's for sure. I know there will definitely
Mm.
be some other exciting prospect or exciting fights here, but man, I'm just going for the one that I want to
You
see
know.
because
Mm.
the one that I know and the one that would shake up the division. That's that sort of thing. That's it. But the Bivol fight too. Definitely, I know it's going to be a banger based on the how exciting the first one was.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah.
so yeah, definitely, and it should be a good one as well. But for me, my pick would definitely be the Parker Bakole. Yeah, I love both
Right.
guys. I love
Right.
Parker because uh, I've actually followed his career.
Mm.
And
He's
yeah,
a good guy.
he's not. I
Yeah.
mean, he fought.
Still very
uh,
young, Still very young. Still young. He can still,
He's
you
pretty
know.
young for someone that's been there for
Hmm.
for for a while. Look at his
Yeah.
record. He's got 35,
Been champion.
35 wins for someone that young.
Mm.
I think it's like what? It's
Yeah.
probably like 30, if I'm not mistaken, or
Yeah.
within that range.
He's in the early 30s. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, I mean, as obviously, guys, as you guys know, we do mainly MMA here. We do mainly UFC, PFL, and there's but it's the fight game. So I'm sure you're gonna have to understand with us when we try to get on this huge boxing card happening this weekend. But again, over the news, Mark, over the past few hours, Dana White came out with some bangers. I think it was last night actually while we were
It was
sleeping.
last night.
Then I came
Yeah,
out with
last
some
night.
some. I think you were the one that posted it first on our WhatsApp group. So what do you
Yeah.
think, bro? What do you think about these fights? What's your take on these absolute bangers?
So first things first, whenever Dana White comes out to make announcements, I'm always excited because if he's coming out to make an announcement, trust me, it's because he
Mm,
has bangers waiting.
yeah.
Prospective bangers. Because unfortunately, sometimes these things don't play out. Sometimes some of these fighters pull out just last
Mm,
minute. So I'm hoping this card is going to be legit. It's going to stay this way till the fight night. But incredible fights coming up for 314. 314 fights. I mean, I think the major headline was that of Ilya Topuria moving up.
yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
major headline. Even when Dana White was announcing it, he didn't look excited. I noticed, so
Yeah.
from what we gathered, it seems like they tried to talk him out of it. They still wanted him to remain in the division, but according to
Mm,
reports, I don't know if they are confirmed yet, but according to reports, they said
yeah.
the weights he
Oh,
always struggled with making weights for that
mm,
featherweight division. So
yeah.
he's still very young, but as you get older, it will always be a struggle to make weight, especially when you're not fighting in your actual weight class.
Wait. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
And
personally,
to be fair, some
I think that's an
fighters,
excuse.
yeah, some fighters are like that. They don't want to go through that extra stress of having to cut weight so much. And
Mm,
I mean, someone like Covington, for instance, can be competing at lightweight, but he still prefers to compete at welterweight. This is just an example.
yeah,
And
yeah.
obviously, that makes him one of the smaller welterweights,
Mm.
as we can,
Well, luckily for
always
him, he's a
say.
wrestler, so it has never been a problem for him.
Yeah, so it's one of those things with fights, and some people prefer to be at the weight, obviously, where they have an advantage.
An advantage. But for
So
Ilya, I feel like it's it's more of a strategic move for him because he really wants that Islam fight. And
yeah, it
he
looks like.
knows Yeah, he knows that he definitely would not get a double champ fight at this moment because he hasn't cleared out
Mm,
his division. You still have Lopez there and the
yeah.
rematch with Volkanovski, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the best option when you
Is
know
to
that you
go up
wouldn't get
and
that
try and
champ
get
championship
that
is just
fight.
to go up. Yes.
And that's
So
gonna
I
be a
think
big fight. That's gonna be a big fight as well. It's
it's
gonna be a
probably
money
going to be the
fight. You
biggest
will
fight.
pay those two
Biggest
guys.
fight this
Yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah.
Biggest
Oh,
fight
yeah.
this year, unless
That
they
fight
do the
should
Hamzat,
pay two of them.
maybe
Mm,
Hamzat Drake. No, it's even bigger than Hamzat Drakers. So as far as I'm
mm.
concerned.
Imagine they do that fight at the new Barcelona Real Madrid stadium,
Ah,
the new Bernabeu.
Igbo.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Spain is ready
i-
for a pay-per-view. Mm.
yes. See,
I
as
mean,
big as Ilya, because people talk about Ilya being, yes, as big as Ilya is, I don't think he's still that big yet. As
bro,
big as he is
for
right
you to
now.
go to Real Madrid stadium and they show you off at halftime, bro, it doesn't get better than Real Madrid, bro. I don't know what you're
Mm,
talking about, but he's absolutely he's a superstar now in Spain, and there's no way he doesn't sell out that place. Once obviously the new stadium that they have has a roof, so it can be turned into an arena. You know,
yeah,
it
yeah.
has there's no problem with it being a stadium over there. So yeah, that's an it's interesting that you've looked a few fights ahead because obviously he will likely have to take at least one fight before
It depends.
he's able to get that Islam
It,
fight. Depending, yeah.
so I think that's why I said it's very strategic because it actually depends. You have someone like
Mm,
Arman right now that is quite uncertain. He's injured. He got injured. Unfortunately, he couldn't fight Islam, right? So
mm,
the only person that could stand in his way of a fight right now is maybe Charles, right? But
mm.
Charles is fighting Max Holloway. So
Yeah.
who is
Is
going
that
to
one
stand
done?
in his way? Yeah,
Oh, I
I
didn't
think they're
know.
almost done. I'm not sure if they're done with negotiation, but it's going to happen, right? He's fighting Max. Dustin Poirier right now doesn't have a fight, so he might either get Dustin or Islam.
Mm,
Those are the two
mm,
most likely fights that he will get. He can't fight down. He's too big for that right now. Like
Okay.
down.
Anyway, enough of that. Let's just talk about some. There are some other guys. There's a legend of this game that's coming into the UFC. As we know
Oh
already,
yes.
Patricio Pitbull, two-time Bellator
Mm.
champion, is coming in and he's going to be welcomed to the featherweight division by the Mexican Yair Rodriguez. And also Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. What do you think about these two fights? Bro, you know, that one, I don't
So
know. It's a bit of a here and there.
oh no,
Chandler, Pimblett,
for the Patricio
you know.
fights, yeah, Patricio is 37, going to
Yeah.
38. So this is the best time for him to, this is the last chance for him to make that, because yeah, as big of a star that he is, he's still not that big because of the,
Mm.
what's it called? Because of the federation, you know, that he was in the championship. I
Yeah.
think he was a Bellator, right? So he's still
Yeah,
not
Bellator,
that
yeah.
big. So moving to the UFC, even I mean, this guy is there, right? Michael Page is MVP is here, right? And MVP is equally is within that age, so it's a big move for him. I don't think he would have a problem with Rodriguez. Really,
Mm.
I don't think so.
So you
I
think he
see him
beats
winning
him?
that fight. He
Yeah.
beat Rodriguez is the kind of fighter that you cannot stake your money on. Rodriguez will
Yeah.
disappoint you when he wants to disappoint you. That's the problem. As skillful as he is, he's a very skillful striker. But when he really wants to disappoint, he will disappoint. I don't have any faith in him. He could surprise me, but I see Pitbull getting the W
Yeah, I mean,
on that fight.
Patricio Pitbull he's been there, done that. So there's nothing about
Mm,
whether the floodlights of the UFC or it's going to be a
nah, he's
problem
too
with him.
experienced for that.
He's been there, done that. He's an old horse. This thing. So how about
Yeah.
Pimblet? So do you think Pimblet is in for something crazy on this one versus Michael
Nah,
Chandler?
nah. Chala is
Mm,
just Chandler is his
Brawler.
his son that plays for the fans, brawling. Uh,
Mm.
when he came to the US, I expected more from him,
Yeah.
but he just has this, I don't know what to call it, if it's a fan complex where you want to just fight for the
Yeah, he
fans every
wants to
time. You
show.
throw caution to the wind and just, yeah. And Paddy, yes, I agree. Paddy's striking is not, he has very subpar striking as far as I'm concerned. But the guy's
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu
yeah,
is wild. The guy has,
he's
in
good.
that lightweight
Mm.
division, he has one of the best jiu-jitsu. People on that still don't get how good he is in that area, but he's very good. And he's big.
I mean,
That guy is
we
big.
need to
I'm
see it.
talking for that lightweight.
You mean
I'm
Paddy?
talking
Yeah.
for that lightweight. Yes,
Mm.
Paddy, size wise, he's I saw him beside Bobby Green. The guy was looking like a welterweight when he fought Bobby Green. So he would have the
Yeah.
size advantage over
Okay.
um Chandler. I think he wins. I think he wins Chandler.
Okay. Okay. Interesting one there. I mean, Chandler is not some. Paddy is, pardon, Paddy is not somebody that I. I mean, I don't see him becoming a champion. The UFC.
Oh no, neither
I'm
do
not
I.
sure he's. I'm not sure he's called for, especially in that division. That division has killers, man. And now with somebody like Ilya getting on there, actually,
And
do
you
we
know the
have
two of
that
them, they've
fight
got their beef.
next? Yes, yes, yes.
But no, it
So
won't happen.
I
What's
mean,
it? Paddy is at the bottom. He's too
Ilya,
low for Ilya to fight.
Ilya wouldn't mind thrashing him.
I don't think
You know,
so. I
he
think
wouldn't
Ilya is
mind.
aiming for the top. He's aiming for the top right now. I think he's a very, very, no, he's a very strategic guy, Ilya. So I don't think
Mm,
he would want to fight Paddy, who is number 12 in their division. That's
mm.
no, it's not what
Well,
it's
well, I mean,
it's a risk for him.
If Paddy beats Michael Chandler, he's gonna take his number, which is 7. So, but anyway, until then. So how about
Mm.
this one? How about the absolute legend Alexander Volkanovski coming back against? I'm afraid of him for this one, man. Volk is my man, but man, this Diego Lopez
So
has been tearing it,
so
man. Lopez has
so
been
in our last
tearing it like
in
um
our last meeting, in our last
yeah,
our
stream.
last call, we talked about
Mm,
easy, right? There's this thing about invincibility as a champ. You know, when you are a champ and you have this aura of invincibility, you believe that you
yeah,
can't get beaten, right? It would happen for as long as you enjoy it. But the day you start losing, the day you lose, that's when people
yeah.
around the division will start seeing you as a human being.
As
They start
yeah,
smelling
yeah.
blood. Like, oh, this guy can be beaten. I mean, that is the problem with Alex. The biggest mistake Alex made was taking that second fight against Islam.
Mm,
That was the
yeah,
biggest mistake he made. He should have,
yeah.
yeah, it was a terrible mistake. Since then, I think he became human to
Yeah.
most people. Fighting Ilya, obviously Ilya is Ilya, so I wouldn't say he
Mm,
had a bad fight. He was even winning that first round. But that power,
hmm.
and that is what Diego Lopez also possesses, that raw power. You know,
Yeah.
Diego Lopez
And
has that raw power, and his jiu-jitsu is the
and
best
yeah, and
in
I
that
think he's a
division.
bit taller as well. He has a lot of the
Oh,
advantage.
well,
Honestly, I fear for Volk.
How many people will Volkanovski be taller, be taller than in that division?
Yeah,
He's very short.
yeah. I fear for Volk in this one. To be honest, I'm really afraid for Volk here. Shout out to everyone watching us. Abdul Rahim. Shout out to you, Abdul. God bless you. Abdul says, "Who you got this Saturday boxing matches? Beterbiev versus Bivol 2. Bakole versus Parker, Chakol versus Padley, Madrimov. I mean, we can do a quick one. We can do a quick one for you, Abdul. For me, honestly, I want to see Bivol win this one. I thought he won the first one, thought he won it, but then, the technicalities of boxing. Beterbiev is a real student of this thing, and he was able to grind out those results in the last few seconds of the fight that maybe turned it around for for him in the judges.
And
Then
they're both
for the second
Russian, right?
fight,
Both of them.
yeah, they're both from that. Yeah, they're both Russian,
Russia.
technically. Uh, and then I've got Bakoli beating Parker. Then I've got Shakur beating Padley. I've got Madrimov beating Ortiz, and then Shiraz beating Adames. And Zhang Kabaya. I go with Zhang on that one, Jile Zhang, the Chinese assassin. And then
So who
Boase
did Parker beat?
versus Smith.
Parker Zhang lost to Parker, right?
Yeah, Zhang lost to Parker. Yeah. Zhang lost. Abdul, tell me who you got as well. Let's know who you got. Tell us who was your pick as well for all these ones. Very, very, very interesting fights this Saturday. Really looking forward to them. Yeah, we're talking about Vogue there. I mean, so basically, I'm sure you're going with Diego Lopez to win that one. Is it?
I don't know. I'm still thinking. I'm still thinking
Okay.
because I don't know where Volk is right now. I don't know where his state
Yeah.
of mind is. I kind of feel like he rushes. He has had enough time. He's had like a year, you
Mm.
know, between that loss to Ilya and now.
Ilya.
So
No.
I
Yeah.
think he should be ready, but I don't know where he is right now based on his state of mind. If he's still championship material, especially against
Yeah.
this guy. This
Yeah.
guy, jiu-jitsu is there, raw power is there. When it comes to
I'm not
striking,
gonna.
Volk is better.
I'm
Volk is
not
a
gonna
better
lie.
striker.
I love Volkanovski, man. He was to me one of the, I really like him. He's a great guy, great family guy, great human being, and he was an absolute, animal as a fighter as
You
well.
think
Like
it's over?
when he was in his pop, but just like Easy, I think, yeah. Honestly, I don't know why he's taking this fight. Well, I mean, he's a championship fight, so I understand why
Yeah,
he's taking it.
everybody will take it.
But yeah, but yeah, I might be wrong. Obviously we can come on Sunday and realize that, man, it was. Oh, I'm sorry. After whenever the fight takes place, I've forgotten it's not even this weekend. But
Mm.
yeah, I think Diego
So
Lopez. For now, I think Diego Lopez
I,
wins. But
I,
we'll see.
I, the problem I have with Lopez, yes, he has the power, but when that striking technique that Ilya has, Lopez doesn't have
Mm,
that. Lopez is more of a
yeah.
brawler that just throws wind or caution to the wind and brawls. And if you go
Mm,
like that against Volkanovski, he'll punish you.
mm,
That's where Volkanovski has the advantage. He's a much better striker than Lopez. Lopez he has the punching power, but his striking isn't as smooth or crisp as Volk.
mm. All right. I mean, I just want to share this screen here just to show the fights that we have this weekend. We've got some absolute bangers this weekend just so that the audience can see.
Mm.
Um, so I mean, when you look at this, so there are how many fights here? One, two, three, four, five, 7 fights in total. And again, very good time is happening in Riyadh, so the timing is perfect for us, guys. When you
Yeah.
look at GMT here, it starts at 4:45. First fight, Joshua Buasi versus Callum Smith. Buasi is an absolute, you know, really great guy, good fighter. I watched him last time against Hutchinson in Riyadh as well, and the way he just thought no, that wasn't in Riyadh. Yeah, I think that was at Wembley. Yeah, I think that was on the AJ versus Dubois card, if I'm not mistaken. And he absolutely tore Hutchinson apart in that one. Uh, I mean, I've seen Caballero against what's his name, Frank Sanchez, and yeah, Sanchez was the guy that gave Ife Ajaba, our own Nigerian brother,
Oh yeah.
his
He
first
made
his first loss.
Ajagba. He made Ajagba
Yeah,
look like an amateur. That
yeah,
was
yeah. Sanchez beat Ajaba, and then Caballero beat Sanchez in Riyadh, which was a few years ago now. I think last year or 2 years ago. Really, all these fights from top to bottom are absolute. So I mean, I know you've picked Parker versus Bakole as a fight you want to see. Is there any other fights that interests you here that
yeah. I want to see
that
Zhang.
mm,
Yeah, the Zhang fight against Caballero. Yeah, I want to see that
yeah.
one.
Yeah, all this honestly, man, all these fights are top notch from top to bottom.
Yeah,
For
that's what these guys bring. That's what real. That's what they would do. They don't
yeah,
care. They don't care at all. They are going to entertain. They are going to bring all the best
mhm,
fighters, and they will get paid handsomely
yeah.
as well. So,
hmm
mm,
I mean, when you have that kind of money, that's what that's what you do.
yeah.
You get in there and you control the sport. You control
And you know
everything.
what I like? You know what I
Mm,
like them, or you know what I like this system is the time zone. That is why I love
yeah,
it. We don't
yeah,
have to
yeah.
wait, stay awake till 5 a.m., 4 a.m. to watch the main like a main fight card. You're going to be there active during the day and you will enjoy the fight.
Mm,
You know?
hmm hmm Yeah. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely brilliant. I mean, I'm not sure if there's something else we want to touch on. To be fair,
On
I feel like we've touched. No, no. To be fair, I feel like we've touched on it. So should we have a little look then at this just before we go here? Uh, let's have a little look at this fight, UFC Seattle. Um, let's talk a little bit about these fights here.
okay.
So
Yeah.
which ones here? I mean, I think
Mm.
we're talking off camera about Cejudo and Song. Personally, I think Song will win this fight, and he's even the look at it. He's the favorite for this one.
It's
Cejudo is the
definitely
top.
going
So
to be the
what are your
favorite, but
thoughts? Hmm.
it depends on how much wrestling Henry can do in this fight, how much wrestling Triple C can do. Because when it comes to raw striking power, Song Yadong is a dog. The guy's power is crazy, you know.
Yeah.
So this guy has to Sam Seudo has to wrestle. If he can wrestle Song, take him down, then he stands a
Hmm.
chance. If he can't, then Song is definitely going to take him out. Maybe he might not knock him. I can't remember the last time I saw Henry got knocked out.
Got
So
knocked out.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
It just depends
I
on
mean,
the game plan.
hmm. Yeah. The most obvious thing I was gonna say about game plan, the most obvious thing will be that Cejudo will just wrestle. He'll try and just do chain wrestling and
But that's the
keep taking
problem.
this
Who
guy
has he
down.
wrestled?
And
Who has he wrestled
yeah, well,
recently?
I mean,
He couldn't.
well,
He, could, he couldn't
he wrestled
wrestle.
Merab. Well, he fought with Merab and it didn't work for him, obviously. And then
He
he also
didn't. He
fought with,
couldn't wrestle.
was it
Merab took him
Aljo?
up like a
Oh,
child on his shoulders
yeah.
to show people. He couldn't wrestle Aljo. Although you could say those two guys, Merab and Aljo, they are the best wrestlers in that. They were the best wrestlers in that division before Aljo left, before Aljo
Yeah.
went up. So yes, maybe that was it. But as an Olympic wrestler, come on, you should be able to.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah. I don't
see.
even know
If I
how
put
old
my
is
money
he again?
on, he should
Hmm.
be like 38 or he should be in his late 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know why, like you were saying, I don't know why he got back. He came back. He could
Yeah,
have
that was
just
a big mistake.
at some
Big
point he was
mistake.
even into coaching as well. I wonder why he,
Yeah, he
you know,
was. He coached. I think he
couldn't
coached Whaley at
I
the
know he
time.
coached. Yeah, yeah, and John Jones as well. I remember.
But no, that
There
was
was a time
just. That was just
yeah, he worked with John Jones
like
for a
it
while. Yeah.
wasn't like yeah he worked with me, but for Whaley he coached Whaley in the championship fight against Tog Rose. That's Rose
Mm,
Namajunas. Okay, but for
yeah.
the Brendan Allen Hernandez, I would go for Hernandez. Hernandez cardio is wow. That guy has crazy. He would rush and
Mm,
wrestle, try to grapple with you at every opportunity he gets.
yeah.
Brendan and Allen
Yeah.
has good jiu-jitsu, very good jiu-jitsu though. But both of them
Yeah.
actually they got great jiu-jitsu too. It could go either way, but I'll pick Hernandez.
Mm.
Sophie.
This fight has the makings of a possible fight of the night for me. So I'm gonna look out for it.
Yeah, and whoever wins this fight will be closer to a title shot as well.
Mm, yeah. Anything, yeah, Rob Font, you have John Kuteleba here, you have Abdul Malik
This
with
Alonso may
Simon.
fight. I mean, I like
Mm,
Alonso. I don't know much about Julius Walker though. But
mm,
Alonso is crazy, very thick, like solid guy. So it should be a good fight too.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Kutilaba,
yeah. Yeah, no,
Kutilaba, Igbo Aslan, good fight. But
probably
Kutilaba has not
has
been.
been. Yeah, he's been in the UFC for a while. He's one of those guys that are just they've been around for ages. Well, it's been an interesting night. So how are you gonna sum up the weekend then? Just sum up the weekend for us as we
I know
as
the
we
weekend. Just sit back, relax, get like a six pack, and enjoy all the fights. That's it. And sit back, relax, and enjoy. That's what the
yeah,
weekend is
yeah,
for.
yeah.
So we have to enjoy it.
He said 5 bottles of NSC VSOP. He said one for the DJ, one for the hype man. He said one for the star.
All right, guys. It's been an interesting afternoon or evening or night, depending on wherever you are.
Mhm.
Don't forget to watch the fights. Don't forget to be responsible while doing it. And until we'll catch you again next time, please subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Chat with the Tycoon. Check the content out. I've got very interesting stuff on the channel. Guys, until I catch you again in the next one, see you next time. Goodbye, good night, and God bless.
All right, guys.